Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2. In the last episode, we explored the temple grounds a bit more, and we made our way here to Torvus Bog. So, we've got some water here. You know, it is a bog after all, and of course, we don't, move quite so well in the water. So it's going to be a little difficult for us to get around. Umos was warning us about this, but we'll just have to make do. I don't think there are any new scans down here under the water. There are just some more hidlings. If you turn around, however, we can't scan that yet because reasons. We also can't get scanned for this yet because reasons. Even though that we know it's a grapple beam hook, the game even tells you that. Once we walk into this room, however, we have some new scans. One of them is too far away, and the other ones, we can't actually scan them until they come out and start attacking us. So these are shriekers, not to be confused with shriek bats. They're completely different. Flying plant predators. Bursts from the earth and takes flight. Fire sonic blast generates stealth field that disrupts most visors. So we can't see them most of the time. It's going to make it a bit tricky to fight them. It cousins with the Shredder. The Shrieker waits for prey half buried in the earth. When it detects the target, it erupts from the ground and takes flight. It releases a sonic blast to stun its target, then sweeps into feast. Shriekers can generate a stealth field that disrupts most visors, making them difficult to attack. So, one thing, I guess, that just kind of applies to most enemies in general. Enemies in the light world are weak to the dark beam, typically, and enemies in the dark world are weak to the light beam, as you might expect. So this is a Luminos Sentinel crystal used to monitor key sites. Used by Luminos soldiers to observe tactical areas during the war. Most are still broadcasting to Umos. During the war, the Luminos used Sentinel crystals to monitor carriers and installations. They are incredibly durable, resisting all but the most powerful living attacks. Umos still uses the remaining Sentinel crystals to keep a watch for any activity. So you can kind of say hi and wave to the camera for Umos. There's a translator door here that we can't access yet. And I think that's about it for this room. Got some stuff up on that ledge that we can't scan. From this side, there's a door here, but if you look at the end of the tunnel, we can't actually get through the door on the other side, so I'll just save us a little bit of time and not go down that way because it's currently locked. So we've got a missile expansion there that we can't get to right now. There's no way to get to that from the light world, actually. You can only access that by taking the portal there. So once we can scan this, though, it opens up this bridge and the other door that we saw. And of course, we don't have to go around that entire loop again if we wanted to. Just gonna ignore you guys and move forward. I got more hanging pods up there on the ceiling. We actually do. First things first, let's take care of all these shredders. This is where they get kind of dangerous. So you can just kind of stall them out and they'll eventually blow up. But I would like to get some dark beam ammo, so hopefully we can get... No, we didn't get any from those. That is wonderful. Alright, so this room here is called Forgotten Bridge. It does have a bridge in it, so at least that's accurate. It also has some new enemies. So, these enemies are similar to the baby she-goths from Metroid Prime. However, they're a bit stronger. These are Grenchlers, water-based reptilian predator. While armored and deadly at any range, its back shell is vulnerable to explosive blasts, however. The amphibious Grenchler lurks in marsh areas in search of prey. Fearless, it will spring from hiding and attack anything that moves. If it is unable to fell its prey with its powerful jaws, it will fire a potent burst of energy at them. Grenchlers have one weak spot, a genetic defect Makes the shell on their back susceptible to explosive blasts. Remove the shell to expose the vertebral nerve center, and then target to eliminate the creature. So you're only going to be able to take them out from behind. I would recommend not missing. Wow, I'm missing like all of my charge shots. If you fire a charged dart shot at them, it will freeze them and completely blow off the back of their shell there. So pretty darn effective, you know, as long as you don't miss. And other than that, yeah, at close range they will lunge toward you and snap their jaws, so have to be wary of that. And then if you're farther away, they'll fire the lightning at you. In any case, we have a new scan here. These are bloat sacs. Gas generating plant form. Target creates beneficial gases, poisonous sap, keeps it from being eaten by most creatures. The humble bloat sac contributes to its ecology by producing large amounts of benevolent gases. It thrives in damp environments, though it can survive in most climates and terrains. The bloat sac secretes a venomous sap over its body. Very few creatures can ingest the sap and survive, making it a useful defensive mechanism for the plant. So we can scan the bridge. It's online, yet its control system is kind of missing. Another sentinel crystal. I'm gonna say they're... Oh, okay, we may as well get these missiles. There are more bloat sacs down there, but I'm not seeing any... Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Got some hanging pods. You guys really do not like dropping light ammo, or dark ammo, do they? Yeah, I guess not. So, up here we have bomb slot, but like the one that we saw in Aegon, you know, it's in a state of dimensional flux. Half of its ends are here, and the other half are over on Dark Ether. Luckily, there's a portal right here that, you know, will let us go there. Okay, once we get here to Dark Ether, we have a few things to scan. First thing off the bat is the Dark Sentinel Crystal. Monitor system designed for use on Dark Ether, used by Luminoth soldiers to monitor critical areas throughout Dark Ether. Few remain. Those that do broadcast data to Umos of Ether. The original Sentinel crystals were durable, but they had their limits. The toxic nature of Dark Ether, coupled with the constant attack from the Ing, destroyed many of them. Luminoth responded with the Dark Sentinel crystal. Sheathed in dark energy, it is more resistant to the atmosphere of the Ing homeworld and the attacks of its denizens. So that's the first one. Let's scan the bridge again, for whatever reason. And down here is another enemy. This is the Dark Flogus, aquatic carnivorous plant. Incredibly resilient, target its vulnerable nerve center when it opens its mouth to attack. Direct hits will stun the target. The Flogus waits patiently as it floats in murky waters, searching for a meal. When the seismic sensors in its epidermis are triggered, it springs open rapidly to attack. Flogi can generate localized seismic shockwaves to damage their prey. The central nervous system is exposed when it opens its mouth to attack. Damage this to stun the Flogus for a time. So these are similar to an enemy in Metroid Prime. You just have to shoot them when they're about to attack you, and that will allow you to use them as a platform. We also have another type of storage. These are Ing Sphere caches, living storage units of the Ing Horde. Ing Sphere keeps useful items in a dimensional pocket. The pocket can be breached by destroying the Ing Sphere. Normally the Ing Sphere will only release its item to the Ing Masters. The pocket can be breached by destroying it. However, this sometimes destroys the item inside, but can be worth the risk. So we're going to hop over here to this bomb slot. And this is basically our only business in this room right now. We can't leave through either of the doors. Well, technically there are 4, but we can't get to the other 2. At least not normally. And you can just take a quick look around. The bridge will now say that it can't move. It's locked in place. The other doors are up that way. But for now, we'll just use these plants right here to hop back up and go back to the light world. And of course, since we moved the bridge in the dark world, it's moved in light world as well. And once we come back, we have a new kind of enemy here. This is a Dark Pirate Commando. Darkling possessed elite space pirate, increased combat ability due to symbiotic presence, able to phase out of local time-space. Ding prized the few pirate commandos they managed to take alive. Only Huntering are allowed to possess the commandos, and the competition for that right is fierce among them. The Huntering ability to phase out of local time-space carries over to the Dark Pirate Commando. They will fire bursts of dark matter at enemies along with experimental EMP grenades stolen from the space pirates. Now, contrary to what you might believe is a good strategy to face these guys, you actually want to use a dark beam shot against them. If you do, it will freeze them in place and you can kill them with a missile. It's by far the easiest way of dealing with the pirate or the Dark Pirate Commandos and the light ones as well once we see them. Oop. Where did you go? Ah, there you are. They will unfreeze if you do not shoot them quickly enough. I mean, it's a fairly generous window, but sometimes you'll hit them right before they teleport like that, and you have to kind of search for where they disappeared to. But now that that's all out of the way, right in front of the door here, we just have a missile expansion, just kind of sitting there, you know, which is nice. And there's another missile expansion right there. That one we're not going to be able to get right away, however. So, however, on the wall is another new enemy. This is a Sporb, lurking carnivorous plant. Fires poison needles in battle, can grip small objects in its jaws. The hanging Sporb sits patiently until a potential meal is detected. Burst of poison needles is the Sporb's primary means of attack. It can also extend its body over short distances, gripping small targets within its powerful jaws. So, this guy's going to be kind of a nuisance for us. You can't actually damage it until it comes out, and it will only come out when you're in Morph Ball mode. And basically, it's going to try to grapple onto you and latch on, and you know that's what you don't want, because one, it does damage to you, and two, it prevents you from actually moving forward. But now that we're back in this room, we can scan this, which we couldn't do from the lower ledge. That will allow us to use the Morph Ball cannon to get up to the upper side of the bridge, and finally get into the temple. You know, we've kind of been taking a really long detour, but it's the only way for us to actually get inside. More shriek bats at the end of this bridge. As always, I recommend taking them out before you gotta walk forward. These guys really do not. It's kind of a tight window for aiming. But one nice thing about this room right here, if you bomb this second, actually no, is it the first one? It is the first one, okay. The first of these two coverings here, you will get an energy tank, which you can't get from this side because there's something blocking you. So you have to get that from the top. We are low on Dark Beam ammo again. I could really use a refill on that. It's not really worth it to fight these guys. So we will just take the back up. We do have a fight coming up, which actually I would like to have Dark Beam ammo for. So luckily there are some crates around that we can use to replenish our supply a bit. But welcome to Torvus Temple. And also welcome to Space Pirates. It's another opportunity to scan Skiff. We haven't done that already. But I'm going to be dealing with quite a few troopers here, including these flying ones, or pirate air troopers. Yeah, of course you moved. And once you take those out, you've got another wave coming in here. It's going to be 4 of them at once, which can be a bit of trouble. Ooh, yeah. Try not to get hit by too many of their shots here. And this should be the last one. Or maybe not. Oh, okay. So that's all there is to that. As you can see, we've got a reward there waiting for us. I'm going to try to get some more dark beam ammo back since we used up a lot of it. Yeah, I think you can just destroy these particular crates with only one shot, so it's kind of a waste to use charge beam shots since they take up 5 ammo instead of just 1. Alright, and our reward for our troubles is the super missile. So you know all those green doors that we've been seeing that we can't do anything about? Well, we can finally do something about them now. It's the same as it is in Metroid Prime. You have to charge up the charge beam and then press Y to use the super missile, and it takes up 5 missiles. So we're going to ride this elevator up. You don't have to do it in a morph ball, I just felt like it. But you now destroy these green blast doors. Now I think there's an exploit. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's only in the GameCube version or if you can do it in this one as well, but I think I saw it in Metroid Prime at the very least. But I think if you go into the scan buys, you can cancel some of the end lag of using a super missile. Actually, it might have been in this game. I forget. But in any case, it's our next energy controller. And of course, there's another message here waiting for us. A great warrior comes to the Temple of Torvus. May you succeed where I failed. I am Avok, the last sentinel of this temple. Heed my words carefully. As you can see, this temple has been crippled by the ravages of war. While the main chamber has mostly been preserved, the remainder of the temple has been flooded. You must use your abilities to venture into these flooded areas and find the keys that you need to enter the Dark Temple. The waters of Dark Ether are foul and venomous. Avoid them if you can. I have updated your translator module. You can access devices and doors coded with emerald holograms. Search the areas now open to you. The Ing will seek your light with great zeal. Do not underestimate them. The time for talk is over. Good hunting, and may the light of ether guide your aim. Kinda like this guy. So we get a full heal from that, and we also get the Emerald Translator module, which means we can start opening all those doors and getting all these lore entries. Luminoth lore translated: the world warped. Amidst this turmoil, we discovered many disturbing anomalies. Spatial disturbances appeared across the land. Objects went into a state of just dimensional flux. Their atoms divided between ether and somewhere else. There was little time to ponder these strange happenings, for we had to deal with the devastation of our lands. Also, we're over 50% of the scans. The game only recognizes 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 as far as the scan completion goes and unlocking things. So it won't mention anything until we get to 60, but you know, we're over halfway there. And I actually think this is a good place to end off this episode. So, kind of standing here looking out over the temple, we'll say thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2. I've been redxparasite, signing out.